Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Super thrilled you're here as always. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the post-study work visa, also known as the graduate route. This is a video I'm supposed to have done long ago, but because I really just wanted to get concrete information, I wanted to actually have a full idea of it and just ensure that I know people who have successfully applied for the visa before I talk about it. So yeah, I'm just going to be detailing everything in this video, everything that I know regarding the post-study work visa and how you can apply for it. But before we go into this video, if you don't follow the CP community, what are you waiting for? If you want to study in the UK, you should join the CP community because we provide information, resources, and a supportive community to help you navigate life in the UK. So follow us at the CP community on Instagram or at the CP community _. And most importantly, join our mailing list. It is free to join. There are tons of information we share. For example, some of the things I'm going to mention in this video were actually shared in one of our emails where someone shared step by step how he applied for the post-study work visa and how he got it. So shout out to him as well, because I'm going to be taking some cues from there for this video. Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, before we go on, I want to put out a disclaimer. I am not an immigration officer. I do not work for UKVI. I do not work for the Home Office. This is me just giving you information based on what I have read, based on experiences I have gathered from people who have applied. So yes, yeah, that's just a disclaimer. Let's go on. First off, what is the graduate route, also known as the post-study work visa? The graduate route is a new visa introduced by the UK government July this year. So July 2021, applications was opened up for the graduate route. It is a visa for students who have studied in the UK to stay back, acquire more skills, get a job, or become self-employed at any skill level. Okay, if you've done a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you're eligible for 2 years post-study visa. But those who have done a postgraduate are eligible for 3 years post-study visa. So now I'm going to be talking about the requirements. What do you need to apply for this visa? The first thing is you need to have completed your studies. Now, not necessarily graduate from your course, but completion of studies. So once your school certifies that you have completed all requirements for the course, you've submitted everything, and maybe you've gotten your final results, then you can apply for the post-study visa. But one thing I would advise you to do is to email your school before you do this and confirm that they've let the Home Office know that you're done with your course before you apply. Okay, so just email them and let them tell you if they've already sent your details to the Home Office, so you don't have to wait until you graduate, until you get a graduation invite, until you get a certificate. Once you've completed your course 100%, or maybe you've gotten your final result, you can apply for the graduate route. But just ensure you email your school to confirm that everything is sorted on their end as well. Another thing is, clearly you need a UK university degree or any other certification. So university degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD degree, or if you've done a short course, maybe a conversion course for 9 months, you're eligible. And most importantly, just as long as you're on a student visa at the time of applying, you should be eligible. Okay, another thing that will be required of you is your CAS letter. So you're going to need your CAS, not necessarily the letter but the number. So CAS is confirmation of acceptance of studies. When you applied for your student visa, you were given a CAS number, so you would need that CAS number to apply. You would also need your biometric residence permit, which is the BRP, which is an identification card you collect when you're in the UK. You would need that. You will need a valid proof of identification, which in most cases will be your international passport, except you have some other valid proof of identification. Another important thing is you must be in the UK when you apply for this. So even though you're eligible and you are outside the UK applying, your application will be rejected. You have to be in the UK and apply from within the UK for the postgraduate visa. Also, the university you studied at must be a university with a track record of compliance. So this means that they have students in that university who have stayed within their visa restrictions. The university has not gotten any flags from the Home Office regarding visa and maybe withdrawal of their rights to sponsor students. The list is actually on the government website of schools that have a track record of compliance. I think I will put the link in the description box below, so you just confirm that your school is covered, but I think that should be fine. So what don't you need? One major thing you don't need to apply for the post-study visa is proof of funds or maintenance requirements. So you don't need any amount. So nobody's going to ask you for the amount in your bank account. Nobody's going to ask you, oh, keep so and so amount of money for 28 days before you apply. You don't need proof of funds or maintenance requirements. Another thing you don't need any sponsors, okay? So you don't need to get a job. Your university does not need to sponsor you. It is an unsponsored route. So you don't need any of this. You also don't need proof of English as a foreign language, because clearly if you studied in the UK, it already shows that you have been taught in English and you understand English. So you don't need a proof of English proficiency test in order to apply for the graduate route. So I think I've already mentioned it, but let me just recap. So the documents you need are basically your valid identification card, your BRP, and your CAS number. But one thing I want to mention here is people who are on scholarship, maybe you're sponsored by your country, maybe your government. For example, you're on the PTDF scholarship, or you're on the NDDC scholarship. These are Nigerian government-based scholarships. You would need a consent letter from your scholarship body. They have to put it in writing that they are okay with you applying for the post-study visa to stay back. So if you are on a scholarship, you would need to attach this consent letter alongside the other requirements, the other documents that you need to submit. So now let's talk about the one that's really important. Cost. How much does it cost to apply for the graduate route visa? First of all, the application fee is £700. Then the IHS fee is £624 per year. So that means if you're a master's student applying, you're applying for 2 years for study, so you're doing 624 times 2. That's the amount you're paying for IHS. If you are a PhD student, you're doing 624 times 3. That's the amount you're paying for IHS fee, and you also pay the application fee of £700. Now, if you are with dependents, you would pay the same amount for dependents. So for each of your dependents, you would have to pay the application fee as well as the IHS fee. Okay, one thing I really need to mention here is that on this visa route, you cannot bring in new dependents. So for example, if you finish studying your course and you want to apply for the postgraduate, and you're like, oh, you want to bring your husband into the country, you want to bring your wife into the country, that would not be allowed. You can't bring in new dependents. So if you want to bring in dependents with you have to bring them in while you're still on your student visa. So while you're still a student, bring in all the dependents you want to bring into the UK, and then all of you together will apply for the post-study. But if they have not already been in the UK, just forget about it. You can't bring them on the post-study visa application. So you can't bring in new dependents. But dependents that are already with you, once you were studying, once you're on your student visa, they are okay to apply with you for the postgraduate visa. I hope this explains it. So now I'm going to talk about how to apply. And once again, I want to give a major shout out to everyone who has reached out to me to share the application process. So the very first thing is you would have to go to the UK government website. So one thing I have gathered in general from people who have applied is that it's pretty easy to apply. You can apply on your own. But if of course you feel like you need professional help, you can reach out to all these immigration lawyers to help you. But generally, people that have applied that have told me about it, they did it on their own because it's a pretty straightforward process. So the very first thing, you go to the government's website, you click on apply now. You would have to create an account on UKVI, which is the UK Visas and Immigrations page. So you need to create an account on the portal or log into an existing account if you already have one. Then you would have to fill in the application form. They will ask you for things like your passport number, passport expiration date, UK address, your postcode, your phone number, your email address, basic stuff. Then they'll ask you, have you completed your studies? They will ask you for your BRP. Do you have it? If you say yes, then you would have to verify your BRP. So there's an app known as the UKVI immigration app. You would have to download the app on your phone. So either you download it on Android or on iOS. What you would use the app to do is to scan. There's a chip on your BRP. There's a chip there. So you scan the chip and it will pull out the details about you and just get it verified on the portal. Now, another thing is, if this app is not compatible with your phone, maybe you can't download, you can't see it on your phone. If you have a friend or a family member who can download the app, that's fine. They can download it and you can verify it on their app, because once you close the app, there will be no details about you saved on that person's device. Okay, so you can use any other person's phone if the app is not compatible with yours. So once you verify your BRP and all of that, then you would have to pay the application fee of £700, and afterwards you have to pay the IHS fee. But then you pay everything on the portal there using your bank card, and you should get a confirmation like as soon as you make the payments. There are usually two outcomes of this. It's either after you apply, you're sent a BRP to your address, a new BRP, or you'll be given a digital visa. It will be one of the two, but then I think it's up to you to decide which one you want. So just tick the one you prefer. A digital visa means it will be sent to your phone and you can have that, but a BRP, like your regular BRP, will be sent to your address for you to have a physical one. How long does it take for this visa to get approved? Generally, it depends on how you apply and when you apply. There are people that I know that have applied and gotten it in a week. There are people that have applied and gotten it in 2 weeks. But generally, the advice from the Home Office is you would get it within 8 weeks. Okay, so it can be 1 week, it can be 2 weeks, it can be 6 weeks, it can be 4 weeks. But they have given the guidance that it will be within 8 weeks. That is the processing time. So now I want to talk about what you can or cannot do on the postgraduate route visa. Very first thing you cannot do is you cannot extend this visa. So once this visa expires, that is it has finished. There is no extension. Another thing you cannot do on this visa is you cannot work as a professional sports person. So that means you cannot work as a footballer, you cannot work anything in professional sports, you can't do it. But other than that, you can do any other job. You can do any job at all you want to do, but you cannot work as a professional sports person. Also on this visa, you can be self-employed, which is great news for international students who have skills. Okay, so you can become self-employed and start earning money for yourself, pending when you're able to get a job. Another thing which I've already mentioned earlier in this video, you cannot bring in new dependents. I already clarified what this means. One thing you can do on this visa, you can switch visa. So maybe on the post-study visa or the graduate route visa, and then you actually get a skilled worker visa job, you can switch and take up the job with a skilled worker visa and stay in the UK on that. So you can switch visa, but you cannot extend this visa. You can't apply for extension of this post-study visa, if that makes sense. One other thing that you need to note about this visa, about being on this post-study visa, is that it does not count towards PR. It does not count towards permanent residency. Okay, so the 2 years you're staying after study in the UK or 3 years does not count towards permanent residency. And for me, I just feel like this really sucks. Like, I just feel like they could do better and make it more favorable to international students. Imagine doing a master's for a year, and after doing the master's, you do your postgraduate for 2 years and you're working, you're contributing to the economy. But still, these years you've spent in the UK does not count towards permanent residency. I just feel like it's kind of unfair, but this is my personal opinion. So yes, you guys, this is all the information that I have regarding the post-study visa. And if you're watching this and you've gotten your post-study visa, please let us know in the comments below, just so it lets people know that it's actually working. And if you've been rejected, I don't know, I've not heard of any rejection so far. So if you've been rejected, you can also share your experience, just so we know why your visa was rejected. Another FAQ, frequently asked question I have gotten so far is, do I need to get a certain degree, like maybe a first class, a second class, or a third class? From the guidance given on the UK government's website, there's really nothing stating what you have to graduate with. And then there's also the question of, if I fail a course and I have to take that course again, does it affect my eligibility? To be honest, I have read through all the guidance they've given. I can't see any information regarding this. So you might want to speak maybe with your international office in your university. They might be better able to advise on this. Okay. All right guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye bye guys. Mwah.